Stonehenge is perhaps one of the most iconic and mysterious monuments on Earth. Standing alone on Salisbury Plain, these massive stone structures have sparked curiosity and wonder for thousands of years. Every year, more than 1 million people visit Stonehenge, each gazing up at its towering stones and wondering, who built this? Why did they choose this spot? How did they move these colossal stones without modern technology? While countless theories abound, from the wildest speculations involving extraterrestrial involvement to more grounded ideas involving early astronomers and religious leaders, Stonehenge remains shrouded in mystery. Some believe the arrangement of the stones was used to mark the solstices, while others see it as a site of healing or a royal burial ground. Imagine standing on Salisbury Plain more than 4,000 years ago, watching as hundreds of people labored to move enormous stones across miles of wild countryside. What was so important, so sacred, that it compelled entire communities to dedicate their lives to building Stonehenge? Today, we delve into the heart of this mystery, piecing together clues from archaeology, history, and legend to explore the incredible story of Stonehenge. Why here, why then? The location of Stonehenge wasn't arbitrary. Around 3000 BC, long before the first stones were raised, the area was already a significant place for Neolithic peoples. The builders of Stonehenge began by digging a circular ditch, marking the start of what would become one of the greatest monuments in human history. Over time, they added the now famous bluestones, which were transported from the Preseli Hills in Wales, over 150 miles away. Transporting these stones in an era before the invention of the wheel or metal tools is almost unimaginable. Yet, the builders did it, creating a masterpiece of engineering and devotion. The sarsen stones, which tower up to 20 feet high, were quarried locally, but still required intense effort to move and shape. Mike Parker Pearson, a leading archaeologist, likened Stonehenge's construction to a prehistoric space program, an effort that consumed vast resources and united many communities. Theories and mystery. One of the most tantalizing aspects of Stonehenge is that, despite centuries of study, its purpose remains elusive. Was it an ancient temple, aligned with the movements of the sun and stars? Was it a healing center, where people sought to cure their ailments by communing with the mystical bluestones? Or was it a royal burial ground, a sacred place for honoring the dead? As new technologies like laser scanning and ground-penetrating radar are applied to the site, more questions arise, deepening the mystery rather than solving it. The monumental task of building Stonehenge. The construction of Stonehenge is one of the greatest engineering marvels of the ancient world. Imagine, over 4,000 years ago, communities coming together to build something that would last for millennia. The sheer size and weight of the stones used in Stonehenge is staggering. The larger sarsen stones, which make up the outer circle, weigh up to 45 tons each and stand over 20 feet tall. The smaller bluestones, which were originally transported from Wales, weigh between 2 and 5 tons. How were the stones moved? One of the biggest mysteries of Stonehenge is how these ancient people with no wheels or metal tools managed to move the massive stones. There are numerous theories, but none have been conclusively proven. Some suggest that the builders used timber sledges, dragging the stones across the land. Others propose that they floated the stones along rivers using rafts. Recent experimental archaeology has attempted to recreate these methods. One theory involves rolling the stones on wooden logs, or even using a system of rails and ball bearings, as proposed by Andrew Young, who tested the idea by building a timber track and moving large stones on spherical granite balls. While these experiments show it's possible to move the stones, the exact methods used remain uncertain. Engineering mastery. The construction wasn't just about moving stones, it was about precision. The builders of Stonehenge didn't merely arrange the stones haphazardly. They carefully placed the stones in such a way that the lintels, the horizontal stones that sit atop the vertical uprights, form a perfect circle. The stones were shaped using primitive tools, mostly hammers made from stone, yet the result is incredibly precise. The lintels are curved to form a continuous circle, and the tops of the stones are level, despite the fact that the ground slopes slightly. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence that suggests the builders used simple but effective tools like antler picks to excavate the ground, and pounding stones to shape the massive sarsens. These discoveries highlight the impressive craftsmanship of the Neolithic builders, who likely spent years carefully shaping each stone to fit into place. A monument to society building, Stonehenge would have required not just physical labor, but also social organization. This wasn't the work of a small group of people, but likely involved thousands of individuals over many generations. It's possible that Stonehenge served as a unifying project for the surrounding communities, a way to bring people together for a common cause. Archaeological evidence from nearby Durrington walls suggests that feasting and large gatherings took place during the construction of Stonehenge. Animal bones from cattle and pigs have been found, indicating that people traveled great distances to participate in these events. Some of the animals came from as far away as Scotland, implying that Stonehenge was important not just to local communities, but to people from all over Britain. While Stonehenge's construction is awe-inspiring, its purpose may have been even more profound. Archaeologists have long speculated that Stonehenge was used for rituals related to death and burial. This theory is supported by the discovery of cremated human remains buried within the monument. Excavations in the 1920s revealed nearly 60 cremation burials in the Aubrey holes, circular pits that lie just inside the outer ring of the stone circle. These remains suggest that Stonehenge was used as a cemetery, possibly for an elite group of people. A sacred burial ground. The people buried at Stonehenge were not ordinary individuals. Analysis of the cremated bones shows that many of them were adult males, possibly leaders or important figures in their society. This has led some archaeologists, like Mike Parker Pearson, to suggest that Stonehenge was a place reserved for an elite class, perhaps even a royal family. The idea that Stonehenge was used as a burial ground adds a layer of spiritual significance to the site, connecting the living with their ancestors in a sacred space. Astronomical alignments and solstice celebrations. One of the most remarkable features of Stonehenge is its alignment with the solstices. On the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, the sun rises directly over the heel stone, casting a beam of light into the heart of the monument. Similarly, on the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, the sun sets in perfect alignment with the central stones. This precise alignment suggests that the solstices were important times for the people who built and used Stonehenge. Many archaeologists believe that Stonehenge was used for rituals that marked the changing seasons. These rituals may have been linked to agricultural cycles, as well as to beliefs about life, death, and rebirth. The sun's movements, particularly its rise and fall on the solstices, may have symbolized the cycle of life and death, with the winter solstice marking the death of the old year, and the summer solstice representing the renewal of life. Cosmic alignments and the healing powers of the stones. Stonehenge's alignment with the sun has fascinated people for centuries, but there may be more to the story than just the solstices. Some researchers believe that Stonehenge may have been a place of healing. This theory is based on the presence of the blue stones, which were transported all the way from Wales. The effort required to bring these stones to Stonehenge suggests they held special significance. Some archaeologists believe the blue stones were thought to have magical or healing properties. Healing and pilgrimage. The idea that Stonehenge was a healing center is supported by evidence that people traveled great distances to visit the site. Human remains found near Stonehenge show signs of injury or illness, suggesting that people may have come to Stonehenge in search of a cure. This is not unlike modern-day pilgrimage sites, where people journey to sacred places in the hope of being healed. One particularly interesting aspect of Stonehenge is its acoustics. Recent studies have shown that the arrangement of the stones creates a unique sound environment. When standing inside the stone circle, sounds are amplified, creating an almost otherworldly experience. This may have played a role in the rituals performed at Stonehenge, with sound being used to create a mystical atmosphere that enhanced the spiritual and healing experience. Cosmic connections. In addition to its alignment with the solstices, Stonehenge may have been connected to the wider cosmos. Some researchers believe that the monument was used to track not just the sun, but also the moon and stars. This would have given the people who built Stonehenge the ability to predict important celestial events, such as eclipses and the changing seasons. These astronomical connections would have reinforced Stonehenge's role as a sacred space, linking the earthly realm with the heaven. Stonehenge's legacy and modern discoveries. While the purpose of Stonehenge remains a mystery, its legacy is undeniable. For thousands of years, Stonehenge has been a source of inspiration and fascination. Even after its original builders were long gone, the site continued to be important to later generations. Bronze Age people left carvings on the stones, including depictions of axes and daggers, which may have symbolized power or warfare. The Romans also visited the site, leaving behind pottery and other artifacts. A living monument. In the centuries since Stonehenge was built, it has been visited by countless people, from medieval pilgrims to modern tourists. One of the most famous visitors was Sir Christopher Wren, the architect who designed St. Paul's Cathedral in London. Wren was inspired by the geometry of Stonehenge, and some scholars believe that elements of Stonehenge's design can be seen in his work. Modern discoveries. In recent years, advances in technology have allowed archaeologists to uncover even more secrets about Stonehenge. Laser scanning and ground-penetrating radar have revealed previously unknown features beneath the ground, including evidence of a nearby timber circle, known as Blue Stonehenge. These discoveries suggest that Stonehenge was part of a much larger ceremonial landscape, with connections to other sacred sites in the area. Despite these advances, many questions about Stonehenge remain unanswered. Why did people travel such great distances to build and visit the site? What did the stones represent to them? And how did they achieve such incredible feats of engineering with such limited tools? Stonehenge may never fully reveal its secrets, but its enduring mystery is part of what makes it one of the most fascinating archaeological sites in the world. Drop the like and comment what you want to see here.